Hey guys, so right now we're going to talk about how to create a quiz in Canvas. So let me put myself down in the corner again. So you can get to the quizzes a couple of different ways, okay? One of the ways is to go directly on your navigation bar to quizzes and just create one. By doing this, by doing it this way, you would have to then go into modules and add it later. So it's a little more time effective to add it to modules unless you don't know where you're going to put it yet. Then otherwise just, build it in the quiz library. So let's say I want to add a quiz, and we'll add it again to my unit 2. So I'm going to click the plus button again. And instead of add assignment, I'm going to choose quiz. Okay, so let's say if you already have an existing quiz you built, you can just click on it, so like parts of a horse, and you can add it and it'll just show up. But let's make a quiz from scratch. So let's say I want to make my mid Now again, you can do test, you can do quiz, they're all called quiz, it's up to you. Okay, now I again have grouped my assignments because I weight my grades. So there's another video showing you how to do that, but I choose the group and then I add the item. Now again, there's nothing in it, it's blank for right now. So let's go in and create the actual test. Okay, so it tells you it's unpublished. So let's edit. All right. So the first thing you can do now, it gives you this space if you want like special instructions or you want to remind kids about cheating or what have you. Okay, so for example, for the medieval literature test, I can say something to the effect of, this is a non-notes test. So if it's online, I would say please allot yourself enough time to, move through the test without having to refer to notes because it's a non-note test. Okay, I can even explain how it's going to be graded, like partial credit, what makes up a no credit answer, what have you. Grade anything like that you can put on this front page. Again, you do not have to put anything on the front page if you do not want to. Okay, so this is a graded quiz. It's going to go into assessments. Now, if you don't have set, if you don't care if it's A, B, C, whatever, you can shuffle the answers. And you can also add a time limit if you want. So let's say I only want to give the students 25 minutes. Now, it is up to you whether you want to allow multiple attempts. If you want them to be able to take it again, if it's in their IEP, that might be an option. Otherwise, you leave it blank and they only get one shot at it. You can change that later, though, if you want to. Okay, and again, you can decide if you, and this is very much like the Google Forms. You can let them see the correct answers, or not. It's up to you. Okay, you can also have the option of showing one question at a time instead of the whole list of questions. If you're concerned about cheating or anything like that, you can do one question at a time. Now, since you're going to be posting it and making it live so that kids can't access it beforehand, you can either make it, you can unpublish it so that no one can see it, or you can require an access code to get into it. That way kids can still navigate through the rest of the items of the unit, but can't get into the quiz. So if you want, and that also works if you want to have kids start at a particular time or what have you. And it works the exact same way it did in Galileo. They need a password, or you don't have to have a password. You want to assign it to everyone, and you want to have a due date. You don't have to have a due date. You can leave it open if you would like, but basically it'll give every kid a missing if they haven't taken it by the due date. Okay, so once we've done that, now we need to go in and make the questions. So let's go in and choose our questions. So you start off by making a new question. Okay, and let's just call this, I'll call it question 1. And I have many choices, but let's make this one multiple choice, and you decide how many points to give them. Now again, we can put in videos, we can put in images, we can put in whatever we want. So let's say I want to put in a picture. There he is. Okay, so I can just say, who is this? Okay, so, and again, I can put that anywhere I want. So who is this? And I can put the correct answer is Henry VIII, and then select possible answers. So it could be the Duke of Essex. Okay, so if I'm done, I can add another answer. I can make it so that there are multiple correct answers. I can make it so that there is a comment with the wrong answer. So when they choose the wrong answer at the end, you can give an explanation for why it was wrong. It's up to you. You don't have to do that. Okay, and then when I'm finished with this question, I just hit update question. Okay, so it shows up, who is this? That is my question. So now if I want to put in another question, I hit new question. Okay, and let's say I want to do question 2. And let's say I want this one to be true, false. Okay. And I would tell them, and select true or false, the correct answer. So, and it will tell them that this is a true, false question. So I would say, okay, so I can decide if it's true or I can change it to false, either one. Once I'm done with that, I can update the question. Okay, now let's say I want a question with multiple correct answers. Okay, so let's say I want to do multiple answers. Okay, and let's say I want there to be 3 correct answers, so I would make it 3 points. Which of the following women okay, so multiple answers, so I would do Catherine of Aragon. Okay, and I want to change this to a correct from a possible answer to a correct answer. Okay, I want to add another one. Okay, and then this is a wrong answer, so I want to leave it. Make this a correct answer. Oh, what was her last name? I don't know, some English person will have to help me, or history person will have to help me. There was another Mary in there somewhere. Mary, I don't remember her last name. I was sure. Okay. So again, I can add more answers. I can get rid of some. But when I'm finished, hit update question. Okay. Now for math people, you can include a formula. So let's do a question where we include a formula. Okay, so enter your question, build a formula, and generate a set of possible answer combinations. Students will see the question with a randomly selected set of variables filled in and have to type the correct numerical answer. So basically, what's going to happen is you're putting in a formula with several answer combinations, and what this will do is that it will replace your variables. Okay, so may select variables filled in and have to type the correct numerical answer. Question where they have to submit, you just post it and they can they write it out in essay format, a numerical answer. Okay, so with an error margin, so they have to answer exact. So this would work for math a little bit better. There's fill in the blanks. There's file upload where they have to, so if you ask them a question and they have to upload something for that, let's see, true, false, I did multiple choice. Matching you can do, so you match left side to the right side. You can do any additional possibilities, stuff like that. So once you are finished with your quiz, you've done all the questions you want, you updated your question, what you're going to do is you're going to save and publish. Okay, so now kids will be able to go in and you can preview it to just see what it would look like. This is what it would look like to the kids, okay? So they would have this question, they would decide who it is, okay? True, let's just pick, okay? And submit, they would submit the quiz, okay? And then it would be graded. Okay, and the nice thing is it also tells you how much time they took, all this kinds of stuff. Okay, so I got 4 out of 6 correct. It shows me what was right, what was wrong, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's what a quiz is. Now, a couple of things you can do with this. What's cool is that you, and I'll talk about this more in grading, you go to SpeedGrader and it lets you go through them very quickly. Okay, right now I don't have any active students, so it's not going to let me do that. But you can moderate the quiz, which means all of the students will show up. It'll show you how much time they've used, what their current score is, and what their final score is. So you can kind of, monitor it that way as well, see who's working on it, see who's not working on it, stuff like that. Okay, and because we built this in the modules, if we go to modules, it will be there. Okay, so there's the medieval literature test. All right, so I'm going to delete it just because I don't need to go in and do that anyway. Okay, so that is how you do quizzes and build them into modules and stuff like that. Again, you can make them as long as you want, as short as you want, but those are the basics of quiz building. So if you have any questions, obviously give me a holler, let me know, and I'll help you out.